Hey there folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Game of Fortune. They were super free code, by the way, back when it originally came out, but yeah, delays. Anyways, we wrapped up the second game with Devin last time? Yeah, second game. And now we're about to find out who lived on this particular route. So, see? I told you that they were right behind me. He should already entered into the lounge, so she was chatting with the other survivors as Laura and I entered. So it's true, you weren't pulling my leg. Why would I pull your leg about who survived? It would have made for a fun surprise, you know? Yeah, Devin and Laura survive, only so Maria's the sole survivor alongside you! Math wouldn't work out if that were the case. True, but you know, maybe then I'd be shocked for a few seconds. Then Devin or Laura could pop up from the door and it'd be like a twist in a thriller movie. Yeah, no. Not trying to create dramatic tension for the fun of it. You should try it. I assure you, it's a thrill in and of itself. So Teresa and Elizabeth survived their games. Those two play in the first room, one with Fonz and Everett. I don't see either of them. Then they must have died from that game. But I didn't just spot their absence. I saw another familiar pair lounging around by the couches. Aha! I see that we have the finalists from the final game. Yep, they're Richard and Philip, alright. Somehow still as chipper as always. Or at least Philip was. Yeah, we made it. Had to get through some monstrous hike like you wouldn't believe. Oh, is that so? I guess I lucked out. There's no way I'd be able to do any game with serious hiking involved. The amount of traveling you do, I figured you'd like hiking. Maybe in my younger days, but my legs just aren't what they used to be. What kind of game did you two have to go through? Drinking trivia. Drinking what? Just a trivia game, really, but each time you got a question wrong, you had to take a shot of this poisonous drink. Which, you know, would screw with your head. If you didn't get enough questions right by the end of the game, you'd end up dead. Of course, being as well learned as me, it wasn't that hard for me to cruise through such a game. As for me, I don't know, I just answered the questions I was sure about. Dev had a bit of trouble here and there, but he got through it towards the end. So Dev survived then. Where is he? Yes, he just went to take a breather in the bathroom. William was the only one who didn't make it through. Poor lad was eager, but his mind wasn't in the right place. Yeah, that sounds about right. Trivia doesn't really seem like a game that William would be good at. All that good at. Y'all talking about me when I'm not even here? Speak of the devil. And a handsome as hell devil at that. You seem to be in high spirits. Well, I survived my game and I got to show that cocky punk what for in the last game. On top of it all, my lovely girlfriend survived too. What's not to be happy about? Careful now, pride comes before the fall. I'm used to falling. Comes with the sport. Anyway, we're all here now, and that's what matters, right? Time to get sorted out into new groups, right? Yep. We just finished our game, we're already getting to new ones? Well, from our perspective, we've been waiting quite a bit for you all to finish your game. Not only that, but consider that your group had ample time to rest before even starting your game. And so a little break would be nice. If you want to rest, you can join whatever group's going through the second door. Otherwise, there's no point delaying the inevitable. Yeah, you're right. Still, it would have been nice to decompress and see how everyone else was doing. Fonz and Maria died, so their pair is gone. But how are Elizabeth and Teresa holding up? Teresa looked about as jolly as she usually was. And Elizabeth, well, wasn't really sure. She looked a little pained, but otherwise she seemed as stern and cool-headed as usual. But nevertheless, the game had to continue. So everyone moved over towards the game doors once again. Alright everyone, almost at the end here. Only 8 of us left, so it should be easier splitting up into pairs now. Surprisingly, there are still 2 pairs still intact at this point. Steph and I, and Philip and Richard. Alright, it is somewhat of a surprise to see that this old fool has made it as far as he has. Pleasant surprise, right? More like a disappointing one. Philip simply shrugs and flashes a shit-eating grin Elizabeth's way. Ugh. I bring that up since I figured it'd be easy for Zeph and I to pair up with Philip and Richard. That would put me, Teresa, Laura, and Devin in a group together. Yep, seems like a simple solution if you ask me. What does everyone think about it? And by me, it means I won't have to worry about being paired up with Philip. Well, I'm a little hurt by Elizabeth's comments. I think that I'm okay with this arrangement. I give us a good chance to catch up, Kishi, or maybe you and Richard. Been a while since you two have seen one another after all. They know each other? Sounds good to me. I'm okay with it. I don't really have a preference, so I'll just do whatever works best for the group. Choice look between Laura and me. Oh yes, I think this will be a very fun grouping. I do have a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Oh, you don't need to worry, Laura. I wouldn't do anything cruel to you. My skin began to crawl as I looked at Teresa. She had the eyes of a predator sizing up her prey. Honestly, while I was certain I might be able to handle whatever she was going to throw at me, I'd rather just not deal with it right now. I hate to be the person throwing a wrench into the groupings. Can I be in a group that doesn't have Teresa? Should I pause before Teresa clicked her tongue in frustration? What's wrong? Are you scared of me or something? I get a bad feeling whenever I look at you. Like you're scheming something. Me? Scheme? Don't be ridiculous. I wouldn't do anything like that. I just try and win, same as anyone else. Yeah, that wicked smile of hers is setting me on edge. Either way, I'd just rather not deal with you right now. Well, let's not make things too much of a hassle. I'll swap with you, Devin. That way the youngsters can still stay together. Are you trying to imply that we're old? Well, I mean... Philip adjusted his glasses, seemingly surprised by the evil glares he was getting now. That's old. Experienced. I mean, Elizabeth and I really are the oldest ones here. Out of everyone else here, technically out of those still alive. At least I'm assuming that you two are early 40s. Teresa and Laura both sent death glares at Philip, who tugged at his collar nervously. It's a joke, of course. I know that you young ladies are in the prime of your youth, no doubt. Mid-30s? It's like watching a man dig his own grave using an excavator. You know, I think we're gonna have a very fun conversation, Philip. No wonder that you outlived your wife, that careless tongue of yours. Teresa, Laura, and Elizabeth begin to approach Philip menacingly. Hey, I don't like where this is going. Richard, don't leave your dear old dad to suffer like this. Should we get going? Yeah, I don't think I want to hear what happens to him. Richard! The four of us walked into the waiting room. Wait, please, have mercy! I heard the pain cries of an old man before the doors closed behind us. Thank God I don't have to do her voice. Does your dad always manage to get into trouble like that? Not intentionally, but yes. Well, hopefully they don't mess him up too badly. He'll be fine. I'm sure that if they rough him up too much, that bell will take care of him, or something. Something that matters, F. I was just wondering about something Philip said. You two have a history. Yeah, not a thing that important though. Whether you like exes or something, your dad set you two up. Death? What? I'm just curious. No, we've never had a relationship like that. Honestly, I haven't seen Kishi in a long time. I mean, there was the whole incident that happened 4 years ago, but that was, well, didn't really get a chance to chat back then. Yeah, I get that. How do you two know one another? I was her babysitter when she was like a toddler. What? Yeah, a long while back. My dad and her grandma used to be on good terms, but I think that the relationship soured. I think that they were trying to reconnect using the two of us, but it didn't really work out. What? Were you a terrible babysitter or something? Well, for starters, I was probably was 8. Not exactly the most responsible person you watch, a rambunctious 4-year-old. I wasn't rambunctious. I don't remember that well. Maybe you were, maybe you weren't. Point is, my dad and her grandma weren't able to reconcile whatever issues they had with one another, so it was a short-lived thing. So it's not like we really worry about it or anything. Oh, that's it? What? Were that a thing for Goss all of a sudden? He just jabs Zeph in the chest and the skater couldn't help but turn his head away in embarrassment. No, of course not. I'm not insecure about blah, 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 blah. I'm not insecure enough to think that Richard would be a threat to our relationship. I mean, yeah, duh. Still, it is kind of weird that you're both kind of close in age. I mean, if Philip and Keisha's grandmother were around the same age, you expect their kids to be around the same age group too. You're just the son of Philip, and Keisha is her grandmother's, well, granddaughter? You'd think there'd be a much bigger age gap between the two of you. My dad didn't settle down until later in his life. My grandma was the opposite. She was married and had kids pretty early in her life, same with my mom. Guess life just works in weird ways. Life is strange, isn't it? We each turn to the television screen in the room. Reminiscing about the past, are we? Something like that. How time flies. Don't you feel nostalgic looking back at the past? And how big things change over such a short amount of time? If I'm being honest, that's a little hard for me. Sometimes the past isn't quite as memorable as we make it out to be. Maybe it's just because I have a long memory that I have a lot of fondness for the past. But to me, you're all like embryos. If you couldn't just say babies. No. I think embryos is the right descriptor. How old are you? Did your mother just get into some weird mess because he dared assume a lady's age? I assumed I've been around for quite a long time. Well, she is a god. I guess he would have been around for quite some time. Exactly! So long that your feeble little minds won't be able to comprehend it. Enough of that. Shall we get on to the main course? It's game time, so let's start the roulette! And the screen changes to show the shifting game times we would play. Not that I felt especially pressed about any one in particular. For all, I was here for myself at this point. Granted, wasn't everyone. And yet, there might have been some advantage in not having to worry about anyone but yourself. No one to hold you back, no one to fret over, no one you had to hustle for. That kind of thing gave you an advantage too. Either way, there wasn't much point in worrying about it. I was trying to hold on hydration. But the suspense. The game would continue one way or another. And as the roulette slowed down, it became clear what we'd have to play. A 3 versus 1 game. Who's ready to team up and take someone down a peg? Who's ready to fight tooth, nail, and fang as majority survive? The palpable silence, which only made Belle frown. You four need to get your heads in gear. You're fighting for your lives, you know? I think that we all are, Belle, regardless of our lack of enthusiasm. Maybe we're just tired. Tired, huh? Just need something to kickstart that fight or flight response then? I wouldn't say you need to go that far. Don't worry, Devin. I think I know just a game to get your blood pumping and your mind racing. We're gonna play Jack of Hearts. Huh? Oh, whoops. Probably not legally allowed to use such a blatant ripoff. Let's call it Trust Call. Like Trustfall. Exactly. Now you're picking up on my wordplay. Wasn't particularly hard to figure out. So what are the teams? I'm guessing you're gonna split us up before we play, right? Also, if I'm reserved for this game, I'm not gonna tell you what the teams are. What? Exciting! You'll the fret and wonder who's on your side, who's trying to get one over on you. That... Can you do that? I don't see why I wouldn't be able to do that. It'll make more sense once you enter into the game room. See you soon. Just like that, the television screen went blank. I don't think I've ever known Belle to make a game like this. Usually she always says what the teams are. Do you remember any games like that, Kishi? I can't say that I have. You know, the last time she was usually clear-cut with the teams and instructions. Last time? I mean, like, the first game? Oh, yeah, I guess you wouldn't know about it with you, Devin. Keisha and I played these games 4 years ago. But what? Is it that much of a surprise? I mean, yeah, kind of. First of all, you both played through here and survived? Hell yeah, we did! We're just that amazing! Why the hell would you choose to come back? And how'd you do it? How'd you both survive a game that only has one winner? You can say that we're tenacious. We don't give up easily. Even so, would you come back? Do you think it'd be hard enough to get through these death games once? Well, Beth quieted down and looked at Kishi for an answer. It wasn't exactly something we wanted to do willingly. You are forced? You were forced to be a part of this game again. That's screwed up. Hey, let's not get caught up in the weeds of all that. So let's put our attention back towards the doors leading to the game room. We've got a game to play. Let's not mess around too long before Bella gets pissed or something. Come on, Kishi. Yeah. Kishi let us offside before following Zeph into the game room. Such determined eyes. Having so much pain and sorrow. Huh? Oh, he fumbled around with his words before pulling his scarf up. Apparently he had completely forgotten that I was still in the room. Nothing. Let's get into the game now, shall we? I was trying to take off my sweater, but it's too cold without my sweater. Help! Richard scurried off without giving me a chance to even ask a clarifying question. Why was everyone here so weird? Whatever, I'll just play to win, hope that everything goes well. A mansion? We're gonna play a game in a mansion? Didn't we just play a game at some great outdoor arena? I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Welcome to my humble abode! This is where you live? Definitely look around the mansion before turning back to Belle. Kind of gaudy, to be honest. Zip it, mister! I didn't ask for a professional take on how I decorate my mansion. I have lots of places where I live. Sometimes it's beach house, sometimes it's mountain villa. I'm sure that's gaudy all the same. So how exactly do you go about playing this trust call game exactly? I'm glad you asked, Devin. Let me give you a rundown on the rules. Ahem! Trust Call is a social deductive game where 3 of you will try to find the hidden traitor among your group. Works like this. They'll pull out a metallic color from behind her back and show it to us. Each of you are going to have to put on this metallic color on your neck. Oh joy, that can only be a good thing. It will be, because this color will either spell your doom or your survival. On the back of the color is this section that will display one of 4 symbols. A heart, a halo, an infinity symbol, and a skull. When the back of the color is shifted to show each symbol, you'll have around 44 minutes to do whatever you want around the mansion, but in the final 4 minutes, you must enter one of these rooms, lock the door, and announce out loud what you think the symbol in your collar is. You're right, and nothing happens. If you say nothing or the wrong symbol, then Power in Belltown beep ominously before exploding in a violent flash of blue smoke. Of course, Belle was fine, simply dust herself off and fanned away the smoke. Kaboom! The collar will detonate, obviously, since it's right next to your head. You can guess what's going to happen, right? Yeah, crystal clear. Excellent. Well, let's move on to some more important rules, shall we? First things first, you cannot possess any reflective surfaces on your person. So how many phones, pocket mirrors, or anything like that now? Can you just poof that stuff away if you want to? Well, of course I can, Devin. I want to build some trust between us, you know? Whatever. Bald-headed Bella phones and anything else that might count as a reflective surface. Good. Naturally, this whole mansion will also follow that rule. There are no reflective surfaces here. The mirrors have been adjusted, the water is soup, and the glasses are transparent. My man won't be able to see any clear reflections off anything. Alright, that makes sense. Good, so on to the rules themselves. 1. You cannot stop someone from entering into a room. There's no hostage taking, restraining, or anything like that. Not prevent another player from being able to announce a symbol on their color. It means you can't gag anyone, you can't chop their throat, you can't kill anyone. If you're gonna rough someone up, make sure they can at least speak by the end of it. Looking at the others, I would hope that they wouldn't resort to any real violence, but anything was possible. There could be no more than one person in a locked room. If a room is locked, there are 2 or more people inside, then everyone inside that room will have their colors explode. Eesh, seems a little harsh, don't you think? Nah, it's perfectly fine. That covers all the rules, so now we get to the win conditions next. For code 3, you will win if the traitor dies. Simple as that, don't you think? Yeah, it does sound simple. How does a solo player win? A couple of ways, actually. Solo player win if 2 of the innocents end up dying while the traitor is still alive. Or if there are only 2 players left alive and one of them is a traitor, the traitor will win. Of course, if all 3 of the trio members have died, then that counts as a win as well. There's also another win condition that you should all be aware of. If after 4 rounds of play, if the traitor has not been killed, then that player is the sole winner. You're putting the trio on a timer? That's not fair. I'd like to think it's fair. After all, we can't stay here forever. 4 rounds should be plenty of time for the trio to come up with a solution to win. Anyway, that should do it for the rules. Any questions? I have one. It's in regards to rules regarding who can enter what room. That no one can stop someone from entering a room. Does it apply to locked rooms too? I mean, you still gonna die because you didn't let someone into a locked room. I suppose I should have clarified. That rule only applies to unlocked rooms. Once you lock a room, no one can enter it, and they can't demand to enter it either. Alright, that sounds good to me. I have a question. Does a similar color change, or is it the same every round? What do you think, Devin? Do you think I'd go and give you a single symbol that wouldn't change at all? Well, no, not really. Exactly. Symbols get randomized at the start of every round, so you'll never know what might be on your color. Though in theory, it's possible you might end up getting the same symbol over and over again because the randomness just works like that. Anyway, the point I want to make is the symbols and the colors can change. Let's keep that in mind. Alright, just wanted to make sure is all. What happens if everyone dies at the same time? Huh? Is that even possible? Of course it's possible. Like, imagine we all get our symbol wrong for some reason. Everyone dies at the same time, or roughly the same time anyway. Who wins in that case? Excellent question. I was hoping to give that a surprise. Well, it's only fair that I tell you since you've asked. If everyone dies, then the traitor will win. You're really giving the traitor a lot of advantages in this game, you know? Well, of course they're going so low. They need to have things be unfair for their side. Makes things a ton more fun too. I guess. How's the traitor gonna know if they're the traitor? I doubt that you're just gonna up and announce it to everyone, right? That would be interesting. Obviously not. But you see, the traitor already knows who they are. Huh? What do you mean by that? I mean what I said. Once you enter in the game room, the traitor got a mental message letting them know that they were the traitor. Hey, are you serious? Of course I am the traitor. Already knows who they are. Rest of you? Well, you should have heard nothing in your head aside from your own thoughts. Bro, I'm a Melodious voice is a hard one to forget. You all looked at one another suspiciously. Traitor already knew who they were. Wonder, then were they asking questions to get some idea on how to win? I don't think that anyone so far said or did anything that would out themselves as a traitor. They might just be really good at hiding their emotions. One last question, just for the sake of clarification. Trio will win if the traitor dies, and there's at least one trio member remaining, right? That's correct. So if they die, then that's the end of the game under those conditions, right? Won't have to keep playing for the entire 4 rounds. Bingo! If you're a real ace at this, and you can figure out who the traitor is, and they somehow die while a trio member survives, then that's the end of the game. Got it. Thank you for clarifying. In that case, the traitor's probably going to be on edge about screwing up real early. Not hearing any more questions, so I assume that you're all ready to play. Let's start by getting you all outfitted with these collars. I'll pull out 4 collars and latch one of them to each of our necks. They weren't uncomfortable, but it was still unsettling to basically have a bomb attached to your neck. Obviously, there wasn't any way to move or adjust them from our neck to get a good view of them. Which was probably the point. I'll make an announcement 4 minutes before the end of the round so that each of you can get yourselves to a room. Round begins now. Good luck and good fortune! With a clap of her hands, Belle disappeared in a puff of smoke, leaving the rest of us with a sense of unease and tension. So, how are we gonna go about this? What do you mean? I mean, how are we gonna play? Obviously we're gonna have to suss out the traitor one way or another, right? That's true, but there isn't really any obvious way to go about that. Not that the traitor's gonna willingly admit that they're, you know, the traitor. Duh, who'll go and do that? You should see any deep in thought for as she looked at each of us. When you think about the set of the game, it's pretty clear what Belle wants us to do. And that is wander around, have chance meetings, try to determine who's trustworthy and who isn't. We really gotta wander around to do that? Well, no, but do you think we're really gonna do anything? We're really gonna solve anything by just staying huddled around together? Well, stars, we can at least confirm one another's symbols. Right, because we can't see our own, we need someone else to tell us what's on them. Yep, it's the basic point of the game. Everyone, even the traitor, needs someone else to confirm what they've got, or they're going for a shot in the dark. We only rush things. For now, it's best that we all just stay alive while we try and think of a solution. You say that, but wouldn't the traitor also want everyone to stay alive? They survive for 4 rounds, and that's it. They win. Don't we do something crazy to start? Like, maybe we just lie to one another? Why the hell would we do that? I know it sounds crazy, but think about it. Traitor doesn't know what they've got, and that only leaves them a 25% chance of getting it right. More often than not, that means they're gonna end up dead. Yeah, but it also applies to us, too. True, but think about statistics. Chances are that at least one of us gets it right. There's more of us than there are traitors. Think of it like this. There are 100 innocents and 1 traitor. You expect around 25 innocents to survive this method, right? As long as the traitor dies, as long as 1 innocent person is alive, it works out for us. Yeah, but we die. Plus there aren't 100 of us, there's only 3 of us. Sure, the odds are a bit better, but even still, it's not foolproof. If the traitor by some miracle gets it right, then they're likely going to win. If 2 of us die, then they'll win automatically since it'll just be them and the other innocent. Yeah, but what are the odds of that? I don't know the math, but it seems likely, or at least somewhat possible. Sounds like you're really against the idea. Is it because you're the traitor? Wow, you caught me, Seth. I don't want to go along with this high-risk plan because I'm the traitor. No, I'm against it because it's got a lot of flaws going for it. And you're really being really pushy about this idea, so maybe you're the traitor. Don't say that to my face. Hey, let's not get flushed this early. We literally just got started. Not a particularly bad idea, especially since the trio can sort of play around with their lives. What do you mean by that? Remember, right, Devin, the first game? Oh, you're talking about how the members of the team that won got brought back to life, right? Exactly! It's okay if 1 or 2 of us die as long as we're able to catch the traitor. Also, Steph's not completely wrong in that his strategy does have a good chance of working. Even if some of us die, as long as the traitor dies, the rest of us will be brought back to life. See? That's what I was saying! Even so, we shouldn't do it. Not yet, anyway. What? Come on, Keisha. I thought you were on my side. Sorry, love. I'm on no one's side so I can confirm things for myself. So I have Zeph a peck on the cheek and a soft pat on the shoulder. You understand, right? I just can't trust you because we're dating, you know? Just because we're dating. Sheesh, really? Don't pout. This is just how the game is played. Anyway, we should do as Richard suggested and look over each of our colors to see what symbol is there. After that, you can do whatever you want for the round. She really has you under her spell, does it, huh? Shut up! Anyway, let's check one another's colors. Start with Richard's. You've got a halo. Yep, clear as day. No room for doubt there. Alright, good to hear. Next one with the Kishi. You have a skull. That's definitely a skull. Not a bad sign. Is it? Just because it's a skull doesn't mean I'm gonna die. At least I'd hope so. Kishi, we did Zeph's. You've got an infinity symbol. Confirm it's an infinity symbol. It's sideways, by the way. Isn't it always sideways? Otherwise it'd be an 8. Yeah, I guess so. Literally as a sign I'm gonna make it to the end of the game. Guess we'll see. Finally, everyone took a look at my collar. Devin's got a heart! Yep, it's a heart. A cute curly heart. Maybe it means you've got a big capacity for love. Now there's some kind of lingering heart problem I should check out. Alan looked so deep into the meaning. With each of our symbols certified, we stood in awkward silence. So what now? Do we just wait for Belle's notification and go into a room? Zeph shrugged. Yeah, I guess. But I'm just gonna check out the mansion. Might as well see what Belle's gaudy taste ends up looking like. With a wave, Zeph left the lounge and walked down one of the hallways. I'll do some exploring as well. No point just standing around. Kishi then left down a separate hallway. And that just left Richard and I in the lounge. We seem deep in thought. Hard to get a read on everyone. Are you suspicious of them already? Well, I mean, you sort of have to be, right? Someone in the group is obviously a traitor, and it's not me. I'm sure everyone except the traitor is thinking the same thing. Yeah, well, you could just say that I have a talent being able to get a read on people. I haven't seen anything really damning yet, maybe because it's still early in the game. He shrugged and started walking down one of the halls. Anyway, I'm gonna check upstairs and see if there's anything interesting up there. What do you expect to find? Richard shrugged again. I'm not sure. Something? Nothing? Can't imagine that Belle would have given us a mansion with rooms to explore if there wasn't something we could use them for, right? Otherwise, this game could have been played in a much smaller room. Or maybe it's like Kishi said, that the groundness of it is meant to facilitate small, intimate meetings where we can talk out our suspicions. Another shrug, and then he walked up to the next floor. Well, that just left me all alone. I should probably go and explore as well, but where should I go? I want to talk to some of the others and see what they're thinking. I have some insights. I should go talk with... Oh. Good news! I saved the screenshot! Let's talk with Kishi. I know what Kishi is up to. She's pretty smart and probably can fill me in on a few things here and there. Pretty sure she went down this hallway? For a bit of looking, I found Kishi seeing what looked to be some really fancy bar. It was extremely gaudy looking though. Kishi was enjoying a drink by the bar. Looks like she's pouring herself a glass of wine. Hey Devin, I see you found your way to the bar! And now we found our way to the bar. All good there. Well, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps for keeping content like this and more. Find links for that in the description below, along with links to me on social media. You can also become a channel member. There's a little join button. Go check it out. Thank you again for watching. And until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!